Welcome back, you spooky bastards. It's time for another round of Hopperween, where beer meets the bloody terrifying. Last time, we crawled through the Skirrid Inn, the Grenadier, and the Ancient Ram Inn. But Britain has more haunted pubs than I've had hangovers, so here we are again with part 2. These aren't just creaky old buildings. These are pubs where pint glasses move on their own. Murdered wives crawl out of wells, and Jack the Ripper's victims might just be sipping a gin next to you. Grab a pint, turn off the lights, and let's get into the next 5 of Britain's most haunted pubs. If you're into true crime, this one's infamous. The 10 Bells pub in Spitalfields is forever linked to Jack the Ripper. 2 of his victims were last seen drinking here in the late 1800s. Today, punters report seeing ghostly women in Victorian dress. Staff have felt sudden icy chills, footsteps on empty staircases, and the sound of distant screams. Imagine ordering a pint, turning to your left and realizing the woman in a bonnet next to you has no fucking face. That's the 10 Bells for you. History, horror, and a pint of bitter. Next stop, the Prospect of Whitby, right on the Thames in Wapping. Claimed to be London's oldest riverside tavern, dating back to the 1500s. Back in the day, it was a hangout for smugglers, sailors and pirates. Outside the pub stood the infamous Gallows, where criminals were hanged. The pub still has a replica noose hanging as a grim reminder. Ghost hunters say the spirit of hanging Judge Jeffreys still lurks here, watching punters with cold eyes. And customers have reported seeing shadowy figures by the windows, looking out at the river where bodies once floated past. Drink up, mate. You're sharing the bar with pirates and executioners. Now let's go underground. Ye Olde Salutation Inn in Nottingham isn't just a pub. It's built on top of caves carved out of sandstone. The cellars were used during the English Civil War and later as air raid shelters during the Blitz. People died down there and apparently they never left. Reports include ghostly chanting, sudden drops in temperature and even full apparitions in Civil War uniform. Some staff refused to lock up at night alone. And honestly, I don't blame them. Pubs are scary enough when you're the last one drinking, never mind when dead soldiers start singing hymns in the cellar. York is basically the Disneyland of ghosts. Haunted streets, haunted hotels, haunted bloody everything. But one of its creepiest pubs is the Black Swan. Punters and staff have reported seeing a man in a bowler hat, sitting silently by the fire. When you look straight at him, he disappears. Others have heard footsteps on the stairs, doors opening on their own, and glasses moving across tables. York's got so many ghosts, it should have its own pub loyalty card. The Black Swan is just one more reason you shouldn't drink alone in that city. Finally, we're heading to the Red Lion in Avebury, the only pub in the middle of a stone circle older than Stonehenge. If that isn't a recipe for hauntings, I don't know what is. The star of the show here is Florrie, a woman murdered by her jealous husband during the Civil War. He threw her body down the pub's well, and her ghost is said to rise up, still soaked and screaming. Customers have seen a soaking wet woman walking through the bar, vanishing into thin air. Others say she appears in mirrors, dripping water onto the floor. If you spill your pint here, don't blame yourself. It might just be Florrie shaking the table. And that's part 2 of Britain's most haunted pubs. From Rippers' victims in London to drowned wives in Avebury, it's clear that ghosts love a pint just as much as we do. So, which one gave you chills? Would you drink at the Red Lion knowing Florrie might climb out of the well for a chat? Or are you brave enough for the 10 Bells, where Rippers' victims still roam? Let me know in the comments. I'll read the best stories in the next Hopperween. As for me, I'm off for another pint, and hopefully one without a screaming wet ghost in it. Hopper out!